plaintiff, Dominique Bailey, says the defendant is her sister, but growing up, they chose different paths in life. Dominique says in her 20s, she was in the Navy, while the defendant was a stripper and a drug user. Dominique is suing her sister for the cost of a charm and defamation of character. Defendant Charlie Gordon admits that she was a stripper, but says she only did it to put herself through college and support her 3 children. Charlie claims Dominique is the one who pops pills, and she's countersuing for emotional distress.
Start with you.
Charlie and I are sisters, but growing up, we've always had different lifestyles and made different life choices. In my 20s, I was in the Navy. My sister was a stripper. She does drugs. I've never done drugs. December was a hard time for our family. On December 13th, we lost our mom. On December 23rd, we lost our paternal grandmother as well. My sister texted me to say that we were going to have a memorial for my mother. I flew from South Carolina to Texas and drove up to Oklahoma, where my mom's home is, with my dad and my stepmom. As soon as I walked in the door, my sister said, "Dad, look what I have," and pulled our mom's charm bracelet out of her pocket.
All right, let me hear from her before we get to the charm you're suing about. Ma'am?
Yes, I was an entertainer, and in '96, I graduated with an associate's degree.
Good.
I paid my way through college dancing. I supported 3 children dancing, and then I just got my bachelor's degree in counseling in May of this year. She can call me a drug addict. I might have done drugs when I was a teenager, but since I've had my children, I haven't. If she wants to talk about drugs, she takes any over-the-counter medication.
Is that true?
You can probably look in her
Yes,
bag right now and find numerous things.
Where's your bag?
But right behind me.
I'm just messing with you, ma'am.
Sir,
I wouldn't invade your privacy.
I was in the Navy for over 10 years, and I've been a flight attendant for over 8. I'm constantly drug tested. I've never failed a drug test.
All right. And she didn't say you were a drug addict. Did you say she was a drug addict?
No, sir.
Okay.
She has used drugs.
All right, and so is half the American public.
Half.
All right, yeah, you're right. The majority of the country has used, experiment as they call it, or whatever else. All right, let me allow you to tell me why you're suing her.
Okay, as I said, my sister was in possession of my mom's charm bracelet at my mom's memorial service. Since I was only going to be there for a short time, I asked my brother if my mom had written a will before she passed. That way we could handle some of her estate before I left. My brother said my mom did not have a will. Out of my mom's whole estate, I only asked for one thing. On my mom's charm bracelet that my sister had, my mom had charms of all 3 of her kids. There was one charm with my name on it. That's the only thing I asked my sister for. She said no. This is my sister's normal procedure to try to hurt me, but I won't let her. So to make it okay for me, I decided to honor her mom. I was going to get my own charm bracelet. I went to my grandmother's funeral, and I was speaking with some of my cousins and told them what had happened. Well, when I returned home after attending my grandmother's funeral, I had a gift in the mail. I opened the package, and it was a charm bracelet given to me by one of my cousins. The next day, I received a second package from another cousin, and I had received a charm to go on the bracelet. Well, of course, me being excited, I wrote on Facebook that I was a lucky girl, and I wanted to give credit to the cousins that had given me the bracelet. This was on January 7th. 2 days later, on Facebook, January 9th, my sister wrote this ugly message about me on Facebook.
Okay, that's your defamation claim?
Yes, sir.
All right, now, let me have that, please. We didn't finish with the charm that you're suing her about. How are you entitled to it?
Okay, my mom did not leave a will. In September of last year, I did visit my mom before she passed. We did, because that's why I was expecting her to have a will, because I did request that she write one.
But she didn't, so therefore
She did not.
what?
She did not write
How
one.
are you entitled to it?
She told me that I was allowed to have the charm because it did have my name on it. My mother.
Okay. Let me hear from you.
Yes, when my mother got diagnosed August 6th, I was the one that was taking her to chemo and radiation and to several surgeries. My husband, my witness, was with me on several occasions. And on the charm bracelet, I've got 5 different witness statements. My mom stated to them that when she passes, I get the charm bracelet because when my sister was 18 years old, she got a diamond ring from my mother that was my great-grandmother's. And my mother said that since she got the diamond ring, that you get the bracelet.
Why didn't she just give it to you then?
I have no idea.
Okay, because she can't give it to you verbally unless she gives it to you before she dies.
Okay.
Then that's a gift before she dies. But she can't say, when I die, I give it. That's a will, and wills have to be in writing.
Yes, sir.
Otherwise, if there's no will, then all property that was owned by the deceased goes into the estate. And the law is very clear about that. A will has to be in writing, not a statement by some other person, not the kids writing something down saying, "What you say, Mom? Let me write it down." No, it has to be Mom saying, "I hereby leave so-and-so, so-and-so." Now, they can write that part. They can write the "I hereby leave" in Mom's voice, and then Mom has to sign it. But unless you have that, it's part of an estate that has not been probated yet. And probate court is where that decision will be made as to who owns what. This isn't a probate court, so I can't help you with that. Okay. However, on the defamation claim, I'm about to read something that she says was defaming toward her, written by you. You do anything like that?
I wrote the truth that my mom wanted heard. My mom was going to write it, but she passed away before she could,
Okay.
and she wanted it posted.
All right. For everyone who knows, my mother died in December. My sister Dominique raised money for her through Facebook for my mom's cancer treatment. But for those who didn't know, she spent the money on herself. She used some of the money on getting her teeth fixed, and I think some of the money on her car repairs. I'm not sure what all she spent the money on, or even how much she got all together. She would not even let my mom know how much she got. She told me she raised the money so she can spend it on what she sees fit. My mom's dying wish was to not let her even know when she dies, because she is already dead to her. Did all that happen, ma'am?
Yes, it did, sir.
No, it did not, and I have proof.
Proof of the fundraiser? That's the biggest.
She says that I did not tell my mom anything. That's not true. I have texts between me and my mom.
Let's see it, please. Your mother? How?
It shows how much was donated. Anytime I got a small donation, I let her know. I let her know exactly how much was raised. My sister did not know any of this because it was none of her business.
You tell her $520 raised, minus $42 in fees, minus $112 in cash. Equals $366. Taxes on the house equals $453.
The initial, when I first started raising money, I was trying to, because my mom owes taxes.
Well, this certainly doesn't look like you used the money for yourself, that's for sure.
No, sir, and actually the $112, the cash, is because I Western Union my mom $100.
I got your point. What evidence do you have that she misspent it?
Okay, when she said she got enough money to pay the taxes on the house, and she would pay them on December 11th. And the taxes never got paid, and my mother died on December 13th, and the taxes never got paid. And she said she raised enough money to pay the taxes, and she said she promised on December 11th.
You have evidence that the taxes weren't paid?
Yeah. Well, I have witness statements.
No, evidence. They'll give you a tax printout saying you owe. The tax man will let you know when you owe.
My mother ended up paying the taxes, but Dominique did not pay the taxes.
How do you know she didn't give this to your mother to pay? What evidence do you have contrary to this conversation between her and your mother where they discussed the money she raised and how the money was spent? And then prove to me that your mother said, "Don't let her know when she dies."
I was there when she said that, Your Honor.
Stand up. State your name.
My name is Chris Gordon.
All right. Tell me the circumstances under which that occurred.
The circumstances were she was laying in bed, and she was so infuriated with Dominique over the money situation.
What money?
The money that she said Dominique was not sending her.
Regarding this?
Yes.
She didn't say it on here?
Well, I know what she said to us.
Okay, but you don't have any evidence.
No,
because she has hard evidence. This is hard evidence.
I was making payments on certain things, and I've got receipts for everything.
Let's see. There you go. Let's see some receipts.
Okay. Here is the receipt for the Western Union that I sent cash to my mom. My brother picked it up.
There you go. Let me see it.
I have a payment that I made for $100 to the cancer center. That's a receipt for the cancer treatment. I sent $100 to the cancer treatment for 2 of my mom's payments because I was told up to this point she had a zero balance. Come to find out, she did not. My $100 payment only went to her previous treatments.
Did you all know she sent in money for the treatment?
There was some, yes, there was some money we did know she did send.
How much did she steal then?
I'm not sure how much.
Gotcha. Yet you get up here talking about she stole it and you have no idea. You do acknowledge that she paid $100. And I ask you how much she stole, because that's all you all have been talking about here, defaming this woman on the internet and everything else, talking about she ripped her own mother off on her deathbed.
She did.
She did?
Yes, she did.
How much? I'm asking you how much.
I don't know how much she
Well, then
raised.
be quiet and sit down. Could be $2. Could be $2. You all sitting here talking about how this woman stole all the money and you have no idea. And then when I show you that $100 receipt, that's when you back up. Well, she didn't take it all. We don't know how much she took. Your counterclaim for $1,000 for emotional distress is for what?
Because of what she's put our family through. Our entire family knows what she did. She knows what she did. My mom was alive when she got that money. She took the Facebook page down before my mom passed away, and my mom never received that money. In these witness statements, it states that me, my children, a family friend, we all rallied together and paid the chemo treatments for my mother.
Did you all get along before your mom passed?
No, sir.
Right. Doesn't sound like it. Why?
Because she steals.
Because she steals. So what had she stolen in the past?
Well, when we were younger, we went to Ohio, and she paid for the plane tickets. Come to find out, she told me that she got the money from the job she worked at. And she was working at a check cashing place, and she didn't make the money. She embezzled it.
From her
and
job?
And she quit work there before they caught her.
And that made you all dislike her?
Yes, because she does dishonest things like that. Another time...
You were a dope fiend, but they still liked you. $500 for defamation. I'll grant you, ma'am. She defamed you clearly. This is a classic case of defamation. She claimed that you stole from your own mother. She claimed that your mother said she didn't want you to know when she died, and I do not believe you stole from your mother. Therefore, I'm going to grant you your defamation claim. With regard to the charm, you must go to probate court and let the judge decide who gets what.
Yes,
your
sir.
claim for emotional distress is dismissed, ma'am. Have a good day. She hasn't done anything to you all. Have a good day.
None of her family wants to speak to her. They all are disgusted and sickened by her.
You're a liar, and you're an embezzler, and you're a thief, and everybody knows it.
Are you done?
I am now.
Feel better?
Yes.
Okay. There's nothing left to say.
I just want to say one thing. You may have been my aunt.
You're dead to me. Oh, when?
Well, you are.
I don't care. You've never been around me. When? Big loss.